You sent the text 48 hours ago. It was a simple, confident message. A date proposal, maybe a funny observation, something normal. But the screen is white. The reply hasn't come. You open the app, look at the last interaction, and your mind begins the gymnastics. She's busy at work. Her phone died. Maybe she's just bad at texting. We all tell ourselves those lies, brother. We do it to manage the growing, chilling dread, the dread of the silent treatment. The truth is, the decision to remove you from her reality wasn't made in the last 2 days. It was made days, maybe weeks, ago. And the comfort you felt in her presence? That was the illusion. The betrayal isn't the silence itself. The betrayal is the realization that you were never important enough to warrant an explanation. You were an item, a resource, and you have just been discarded. This isn't immaturity, my friend. This is an efficient, primal, and brutal biological assessment. Ghosting isn't a lapse in manners. It's a non-negotiable rejection signal screaming the truth about your current value. What you must understand is that human interaction, beneath the veneer of modern politeness, is governed by a biological imperative. Every human mind is unconsciously calculating the risk and reward of confrontation. For a woman to tell a man he has been rejected, especially one whose frame has already been assessed as fragile, is a risk. It invites an emotional reaction. It demands a response. Silence is the ultimate non-confrontational exit. It's the protocol of the discard. Think of it in the most primal terms. The animal doesn't send a letter of resignation when it leaves a lower value territory. It simply leaves. No warning, no closure. Closure is a comfort you must earn through high status and emotional resilience. The mechanism of ghosting exploits your brain chemistry. You are a problem solver. Your mind demands an answer to a question. Why? The ambiguity, the lack of data, triggers a compulsive loop in the male mind. Your body dumps cortisol, stress hormone, and your dopamine receptors fire every time you check the phone. You become addicted to the possibility of a response. And here is the psychological genius of the discard. The emotional burden is entirely transferred. She gets to be guilt-free. You are left with the crushing internal task of trying to figure out why you failed. This ancient protocol has been weaponized by modern society. We live in an abundance paradox. The rise of dating platforms means the supply is endless. When the cost of exit is zero, the cost of accountability skyrockets. Why should she invest the effort in a difficult conversation when she can simply swipe and find a new, unburdened possibility? This is where you see the warning signs begin, long before the silence. You have to learn to read the room, not the words. Case study. My friend, Mark, missed the signs. They were subtle. The shift from full sentences to K, LOL, or maybe. Notice when the questions stop. When a woman is invested, she seeks data on your future utility. When she's ready to discard, she switches to simple acknowledgments. She is performing the soft exit maneuver. She's not pulling away, she's already gone. This passive rejection is validated by a social conspiracy, a culture that champions emotional self-care as the justification for emotional cowardice. They call it avoiding uncomfortable energy. We call it weaponized passivity. The most dangerous consequence is the inevitable collapse. You allow her absence to dictate your internal reality. You stop focusing on your purpose and start obsessing over her perception. Your internal value framework, the structure of your self-worth, collapses the moment you allow someone else's silence to define your emotional experience. Now for the bitter truth. Her silence conveys one core message. Her time is more valuable than your closure. Accept this. She has communicated her assessment of your social hierarchy through non-verbal means. The reason it stings so much is that you realize you were a test and you failed. Not because you were a bad person, but because you failed to present a sense of self so sovereign and non-negotiable that the option of treating you as disposable did not exist. We end the loop today. You must embrace the solution framework. Radical acceptance. Step 1. Process rejection as data, not condemnation. The silence is the final piece of data you needed. It tells you everything you need to know about her emotional integrity and your own current self-presentation. Thank her for the data and delete the chat. Step 2. Reclaiming the frame. Stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" That question gives her power. Start asking, "Why did I allow the absence of one person to dictate the presence of my own self-worth?" The true battle is fought in the 5 inches between your ears, not in the inbox. My brother, the path of the sovereign male requires you to become unghostable. Not by manipulating her into responding, but by building a life so compelling, so focused on an external higher purpose, that her occasional silence becomes nothing more than a momentary flicker in the powerful, steady beam of your own ambition. Stop waiting for a reply that will validate you. The only validation you need is the one you earn by turning inward. Your reply is in the mirror.